Let's talk about absolute value equations. And we see that for every one of these, we have absolute value bars and we have an equal sign. So that means it's an absolute value equation. And ask yourself, what could I put in here for x that would give me a 5? And there's two possibilities. Okay, so we could put in a 5 because the absolute value of 5 is 5. And we could also put in a negative 5 because the absolute value of negative 5 is 5. And that's the key to solving these absolute value equations. Okay, so first thing you want to make sure is that your absolute value is by itself. If you had like a plus 7 over here or something like that, you want to get rid of that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to write this twice. We're going to write two equations. The first one looks exactly like the one above, without the absolute value bars. Okay, we're going to say x equals 5. And the second equation, let me see if I can write better. The second equation is going to be x equals, and then we have to do the opposite of the other side. Okay, negative 5. And you see that's going to be your two answers there. So you'd write it like this. You'd say x is 5, comma, negative 5. All right, so let's see this example here. Absolute value of x plus 1 equals 3. We get a different color. Let's go for pink. All right, so to solve this, the first thing we do is we write down what we see without the absolute value bars. X plus 1 equals 3. And we're going to write down x plus 1 equals what? The opposite of the right side. Okay, and then we're going to solve these. I'll solve the one on the left first. We'll subtract 1 on both sides. And we find that x equals 2. And then we solve the one on the right side. Same steps. Minus 1, minus 1. X equals negative 4. All right, and can we check this? Of course. Of course, if you take either one of these answers and you put it in right here, you're going to get 3. Okay, so my answer for this one would be x equals 2, comma, negative 4. You're probably going to enter your answer separated by a comma. And then there is something else to watch out for. Okay, so there is a red flag. I'm going to put a red flag here. Red flag. This one down here, the absolute value of x plus 1 is negative 7. And I don't even have to work this one. Okay, because is it possible to have an absolute value that gives you a negative? It's not. Okay, so when you see the absolute value equals a negative, you can just say that's not possible. And the answer that I'm going to put here is no solution. Okay, so be careful if you see that. You could just go ahead and write down no solution, and you don't even have to work anything out. Just use your brain and what we know. All right.